Welcome to High Infidelity, the best cheating videos on YouTube. If you enjoy this content, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's get into the video.
My 30 female husband, 33 male, 8 years, died 2 months ago, and I just found out he had been cheating for the past 2 years. My husband and sister-in-law were killed in a vehicle accident around 2 months ago. We've been married for 6 years and had been together for 8. He was the light of my life, and I couldn't wait to spend the rest of my life with him. We were so compatible in so many ways that even after 8 years, I still get all giddy just thinking about him. I believe I've handled his passing well. The first month was a complete shutdown. I didn't leave the home, ate very little, and spent all of my time watching our wedding video over and again. Fortunately, I have a terrific manager who understands and immediately granted me a 4-month vacation. In November, I pushed myself to break out from my bubble. I've tried to keep myself occupied in order to return to my normal routine. I cleaned the home, had guests over for meals, went out to lunch, and tried to be a good support for my husband's family, who lost 2 wonderful family members in one day. We're all sad, but we cry it out together, and I believe that through being there for each other, we become closer. So since I've been feeling better, I've decided to gradually go through my husband's belongings to see if there's anything to throw away and put everything in boxes until I can go through it all without sobbing. That's when I decided to search through his computer for any critical emails or files. So I checked his mail and entered onto his Facebook account, and apart from over 100 farewell posts on his wall, there were 3 private messages, one of which was from this lady whose name I'd heard him mention as a childhood acquaintance a long time ago. I was outraged by their chat, which was replete with strong proof that he was cheating on me. It featured locations they agreed to meet, excursions they'd taken while I assumed he was on business with his buddies, flirtations, embraces, and kisses, and even confessions of love. There were no messages on his phone, but the last phone call he received was from her. I contacted his closest buddy to confirm and inquired about the vacations. He just stopped and apologized before telling me everything. He reportedly developed a love on her in middle school and rekindled old sentiments when she flirted with him during a reunion 2 years ago. It seems that several of our acquaintances, including his secretary, were aware of it and attempted to persuade him to stop. I don't know how to function anymore. I miss my spouse so terribly that a part of me wants to weep for him. I miss having him next to me when I go to bed. I miss our enjoyable morning trips to work, and I miss his warm grin. But another part of me feels duped, and all I want to do is kick and spit on his grave until I'm pleased. I haven't been able to answer any phone calls or texts from his family in a few days. I'm sure they don't know, and I'm sure they're worried about me, but I simply can't face them with the hatred I'm feeling right now. I'm so upset and perplexed that I want him to come here and explain everything to me. So I made a Reddit account simply to get this off my chest. I'm not sure who to go to about this since most of our pals were aware of it for some time but never told me anything. I've never felt so alone and deceived in my life. Please provide me some insightful comments to help me deal with this. I feel uncomfortable and perplexed because I am grieving and missing him while also despising his guts. What should I say to his family? Should I inform them? We recently had a private funeral, and in a month we'll have an open reception for everyone to pay their respects. Now I'm scared she'll show up. I'm aware that it is open to the public, but I really don't want to meet her. Should I attempt to avoid it, or should I simply skip the reception? Edit. Oh my goodness, thank you all from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to offer me advice in such a tough circumstance. It means so lot to me simply to know that you all spent some time of your lives consoling me and giving me advice. I'll spend the day going through everything, and maybe in a week or 2 I'll publish an update if I've determined what to do about the problem. Many people have pointed out that I need counseling, and I've already scheduled 2 sessions for this coming week, so I'm on it and feeling quite great about it. Thank you once again. Edit 2. Someone was concerned about the children in the photo. He and I didn't want children, thus there aren't any in this case. Update. I'm still conflicted about my spouse, and I don't think there's any way I can forgive him right now. I try to remember the good moments we had together, but I constantly get caught up in the he knew what he was doing, but he smiled at me like that. Thought. But I'm working on it. I've already had 3 therapy sessions and I get along well with my therapist. She's already been a huge help to me. And I'm so pleased I followed your advice and sought expert assistance. After meeting with my therapist, we both decided that I should be away from his family for a few days to relieve the stress of not being able to face them. I emailed my in-laws to apologize for not responding to them in the last few days and to explain that everything has been too much for me and that I need to go away. So, using it as an excuse, I took an impromptu vacation to Madeira, a location I've been wanting to see for a long time. It was all I hoped for, and when I got home, I realized it was just what I needed. I was prepared to address my challenges head-on. After much deliberation, I decided to inform my brother-in-law and his wife so that someone in his family was aware of my position. Something I didn't mention in the original piece is how important my husband's family is to me. After losing touch with our parents, I only had my older brother, therefore his family has always seemed more like a true family to me than an in-law's family. So I'm even more hesitant to inform them because I'm concerned it would create a schism between us. At the same time, I don't have the stamina to act my way through my husband's funeral reception as if I still love him the same way I always did. Because I don't have any. This way, if I lose it at future family gatherings, my brother-in-law can whisk me away or at least give me an explanation. They both handled it nicely and were quickly on my side without my having to ask. I apologize to them both for disclosing this information about such a close family member, explaining that it was not my desire to disparage him, but rather that I needed all the help I could get. He said that there is nothing to apologize for, that the fault is on his brother, and that there is nothing I need sorry for. My brother-in-law is a huge bear and the sweetest guy I know, but I was still scared telling him, so I'm delighted he responded the way he did. We both decided to wait until the proper moment to notify his parents and younger sister. I get along nicely with his wife. The pair resided in another country until 6 months ago, so I never had an opportunity to meet and chat to her, but I appreciate her company. We went shopping and out to supper yesterday, and it's been a long time since I forgot about time and simply enjoyed myself. So, what about the other woman? I don't have the courage to confront or even speak to her, so I chose to send her to his closest buddy, Alex, the one who informed me about her. Though it was difficult, I told him he owed me this since he had stayed quiet about it for so long, despite the fact that I considered him a friend. He agreed and honestly apologized. I know he's always been a decent man, and he admitted to me that he made a tremendous mistake, but he didn't tell me because he trusted that my husband would end it with her when Alex asked him to. I'm still furious, but he's the only one I can rely on to make sure she's not present, and my fears were justified since she didn't handle Alex's phone call well. I sat next to him throughout the phone conversation, and we had her on speaker, and I was enraged the whole time. He didn't tell her at first that I knew, and she had genuinely intended to be there at the reception right in front of me. When she refused to go, despite his polite request that she go to his burial but not to the reception, he informed her that I knew everything. She became silent. Alex informed her that she had injured me and that she should realize that being in my presence at the reception was not acceptable. What she said next was a jumble of apologies that she loved him, and the rest was gibberish, and she hung up. Alex has attempted to contact her twice since, but has received no response. I assume she received the message that she's not welcome, but I've already arranged for Alex and 2 other friends to be at the gate greeting people and stopping her if she comes. And she seems to have had a boyfriend for roughly 9 months. I'm not sure what to do about it yet. I'll take care of my own issues first. That concludes my update. I'm looking forward to dining with my in-laws tonight. Overall, I'm okay. As previously said, I am still perplexed about my spouse, but I suppose time will tell how I will handle the matter. It is wonderful to know that some people around me are aware of my condition and will be there to support me and understand if I act strangely.